Hey folks, Ryan here. Getting ready to brew with the Grainfather. Just show you what I got here. We're getting the water, strike water up to temperature, up to 152. Right now it's at 151. So that's cool. We got some pre-milled grains from Northern Brewer. This is for the Caribou Slobber. Looks like a pretty good grind there. Or mill. I don't know what, grist? I don't know what you want to call it, but it's been crushed pretty good. How about that? Hopefully it'll get the best efficiency from that. Let's see, we got some hops here. We got some. Oops. You guys have seen me show off this recipe many times. Sorry for the camera. So we got some Goldings, 4.4 alpha, some Liberty, 3.9 alpha, and some Willamette at 5.5. So should be pretty good. And got some Pacific Ale yeast from White Labs. I don't remember what the number is. Here we go. WLP041. So that starter I made last night. You can see nice foam up there, so it's fermenting, so the yeast is good. And I'm gonna, looks like we got up to temperature, so I'm gonna add my grains. I was circulating water just to help heat it up. Distribute the hot water evenly. So it seemed to help. Now the Grainfather does have an app. It doesn't really control much. Actually, doesn't control anything, but just guide you through your brew. Let's see if I can get the. So let's see. Oh, we got a message there. So it says prepare the mash water, which we've done now, and when it's heated to 152, tap there. Now it says start the mash. Switch heating element to mash. Insert grain basket, which I already inserted the grain basket. Slowly add grains and stir well. Install the top plate and overflow inlet. Attach recirculating pipe. Then switch on pump to start mashing. Start time when ready. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm breaking the rules of this home brew, or this brew day, because I just have flavored Nestle water. Alright, so take this guy out. Ooh, that's toasty. Put that up here. So you already have this kind of pipe thing here that keeps grains from getting poured in there by accident. This isn't too easy when you have a it's coming in a big ass bag. Geez, how do people normally do this? Better make sure I remember to switch the heating element to mash there. So. Don't want to go too fast and get dough balls. That's a problem when using any sort of grain, whether you're mini mashing or all graining, or using a system like this, or a 3-tier system. Grain smell fucking amazing. I will say that. Sorry. Had to go buy a mash paddle because mine did not get delivered. Well, it got delivered, but they didn't deliver to my front door, and so it's locked in the apartment's office, and the office people decided not to show up to work. So I had to run out and get this cheap one, but I do have one of the metal ones that Grainfather sells. I'll just won't be able to use it until next time. This plastic one was like $4, $4 or $5. It'll work. Shouldn't have any issues with it. Okay. This is some thick stuff at this point. You don't want it too thick, but I guess you don't want it too runny either. But I'm going totally on what the Grainfather app told me to do for water. So, and all I had to do was put in my recipe, and they figured out the rest. Put the recipe in, the OG, and it figures it all out for you. So hopefully we can hit that target OG. Or I guess just target gravity, I guess you could say. It's getting real hard to do that water resistance. Now got all these extra grains in there. Alright. And there we go. We're starting to lose a little more temperature now, so the element's having to kick on. This is like porridge at this point. I kind of think they maybe had me not using up the water. But I'm going to do it their way, and then we'll research later if there's any adjustments I need to make. I did use some pH 5.2 mash stabilizer, or whatever it's called, pH stabilizer. Added that to the water while it was heating up. Alright. Okay, I think we are good there. Let's put that guy. You need a little pocket or something to put your tools or hang your tools on. Alright, so now we got this guy that has to go on top. Actually, we gotta pull this guy out because this will let the water overflow in later. That's there. And we're going to just get this, well, let's just try to put on. I had a hell of a time getting the bottom one on here. So we'll just try and see how this works. This one looks like it's going to go in a lot easier than the bottom. There we go. Okay, so got that there. got this little overflow cap thing. Put that on. And that'll grab onto this top piece and just push it down. And there's that. Now we got to get our lid back. Oh. We got all sorts of heat. That's really hot. I won't start the timer until the temperature comes back down. Okay. Put this on. These are kind of a pain to get on too. Look, it's going to cooperate with it on camera for once. That never happens. So that top kind of plate thing we put in there, that will keep the water from channeling into the grain. It'll just make nice slow trickles. So we'll turn this on. And we'll see if you can, I'll grab the camera here. So it's pumping now, the pump is on. And we'll just open this up real quick. And you see it's just pumping water in. You know, and they'll keep water trickling in, and that'll be the mash. We're gonna do that for an hour. Cheers. Mash is technically done. They're raising the temperature to 167 degrees for the mash out. And you probably hear the sound of the sparge water heating up. So get that up to 167. Check that out. Check that out. Yeah, there's a little ways to go. And we're waiting for this guy to get up to 167, which is going to happen pretty quick here. So hopefully I can get my sparge water heated up in time. We'll mash out for 10 minutes, and then we'll pull the bin out and pour the sparge water on it. Alright, we just finished mash out. The Grainfather app says to switch off the recirculation pipe. We'll shut the pump off here. And we'll lift the grain basket. And then we're going to sparge it with our 167 degree water. It's about 3 gallons of water we'll be putting in. I guess, I don't know why I keep saying wheel. That must be all my personalities. But look at that. So, oh, and I put a nice little foam handle on here so you don't burn yourself like I almost did with it anyway. Won't need that for a while. Put that away. About this. They need to get a handle for this thing or something. That's probably the only real complaint I have so far. Is this thing is kind of freaking hot. Take that, put that up there. Okay. And now we got our nifty basket handle here. Oh, that is heavy. Ooh. All right, latched on. Almost had that screwed up. A lot of husks and stuff in here for your grain. See if we can get a little closer here so you can see it. For those of you that may be new to brewing watching this is so we can rinse all the sugars off the grains so we can get more alcohol. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so I'm gonna let this drain, but in the meantime, while it's draining, I'm gonna start heating this thing up. We're gonna go to the boil now. So we're on the control pad here. So there's a switch here. That's the recirculation pump. And here you have an option between mash or boil. Now, or off. Really what this means is if you have it on mash, it's going to pay attention to what you have it set on this controller here. If you go to boil, it ignores it and just puts the element that you're set to on full. And since we already set this, but down there, that little white switch right there, that switches between the two elements for 1400 watt, or the 1600 watt and 600 watt. Well, I thought it was a 16 and 400, but I guess it's 16 and a 600. So we're already on the normal element for boiling. So now I'm just going to flip this to boil. Well, we're just about to boil. The thermostat says, the thermometer says 211, so it should start boiling here in about a few seconds. See, it's starting to bulge a little bit and bubble. Let's give it a good stir. I'm sure if I walked away, it would just totally just boil over. One thing I noticed with all grain, they get a lot more foam too. I mean, look at all that stuff on this paddle right there. I mean, there's a lot more proteins and stuff than what you get in extract, I think. Hopefully that makes it a way better beer. And since I've made this beer extract version 3 or 4 times now, this will be the first time I've had all grain of this one, so it should be pretty good. Give it more stir. I don't want to add any hops yet until this foam goes away. Also, when this thing is boiling, you're supposed to, now it probably would have worked better with the metal paddle, try to scrape the bottom off. You gotta be careful because the filter for the pump's down there too. So if you bump into that, you might have a bad day. There we go. I think we're gonna get through this. There we go. That's what I like to see. Oh, maybe not. We should be good in just about a second here. This thing is not wanting to give up, is it? Oh shit. Stir, stir, stir. Come on. Look at how much foam is building up. Yeah, this is a nice boil here too. So, people were worried it's probably because of the coat that's on here. The grain coat. This black thing. Probably really helping. There we go. I think we got it. I think we got it. We don't have all that extra foam now. So I'm going to tell the Grainfather app that we're ready to go to town. So we'll tap when heated. I want you to add the Goldings. Okay, shut up. So here we go. Some people also mentioned that the filter gets plugged, but I was also watching those. They had an old version of the Grainfather, which had a smaller filter on it. So I'm going to just try throwing all the hops in instead of using a hop bag. You know, and if it ends up being a disaster, well, We can do something different. I can get some hot bags. But we are on the clock. We are going. Alright, we're at 30 minutes. And we have our Liberty Hop Edition. 3.9% alpha. Ooh, a lot more dust in that bag. Alright, we got our World Flock tablet and our last hop edition. This is the Willamette 5.5% alpha. Alright, so we finished the boil. I've got the chiller hooked up here. Right now I'm recirculating hot wort back into the boiler so that we can sanitize the chiller itself. So it's going to do this for about 5 minutes. Then I'll turn the water on and try to adjust the valve here to slow down the flow so we can cool this wort. Once the hose here is not hot anymore, I will put it into my carboy and then chill the rest of the wort that way. I'm going to take in a reading to try to determine the gravity. Alright, all the germs should be killed. My battery is dying on me, so I'm going to have to do this fairly quickly. The microwave's about to go off for this part. So I have my sterilized carboy here. And now we have our sanitized carboy. Now we've sanitized this chiller. So I'm going to turn the cold water on. Out the hot side. I've had these hoses like totally blow up on me. They'll shoot water out the other side pretty bad, so I try to be careful these days. Okay, yeah. The output is warm. I think that's good for that setting. Good flow of water there. We're still recirculating. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this a little bit to slow it down, and we'll see if we can get this hose to cool off. It's still warm. And then I'll shut off the pump and stick it in there, and stick the hose in there. And this guy a little closer. Put him in here. And turn the pump back on.